Hey Vision Chasers, this is Dr. Bird here with a couple of primary sources for you today. The date on this first primary source is September 30th, 1938. And the British Prime Minister, who you're going to see in this video, he is very excited because Neville Chamberlain has just come from meeting with Adolf Hitler. This time Adolf Hitler was taking by force, a lot of territory throughout the continent of Europe. And Neville Chamberlain wanted him to stop. And so he met with Hitler, and Neville Chamberlain believed that, hey, we've got an agreement that's going to end the violence in Europe. And so with that being said, I want you to watch this.
The settlement of the Czechoslovakian problem, which has now been achieved, is, in my view, only the prelude to a larger settlement in which all Europe may find peace. This morning, I had another talk with the German Chancellor, Herr Hitler. And here is the paper which bears his name upon it as well as mine. Some of you perhaps have already heard what it contains, but I would just like to read it to you. We, the German Führer and Chancellor, and the British Prime Minister have had a further meeting today and are agreed in recognizing that the question of Anglo-German relations is of the first importance for the two countries and for Europe. We regard the agreement signed last night and the Anglo-German naval agreement as symbolic of the desire of our two peoples never to go to war with one another again.
So definitely, as you can see, everyone was very happy because they believe that they have secured peace and that was going to be the end to the violence. And obviously, a lot of these people were alive and they remember what things were like during the Great War. And so they don't want a repeat of that. So now that brings me to this other primary source. Again, you're going to hear on this one, rather than see footage, you're going to hear the voice of Neville Chamberlain. And the mood is a little bit different. The date is September 3rd, 1939.
I am speaking to you from the Cabinet Room at 10 Downing Street. This morning, the British ambassador in Berlin handed the German government a final note stating that unless we heard from them by 11 o'clock, that they were prepared at once to withdraw their troops from Poland, a state of war would exist between us. I have to tell you now that no such undertaking has been received, and that consequently this country is at war with Germany. You can imagine what a bitter blow it is to me that all my long struggle to win peace has failed. Yet I cannot believe that there is anything more or anything different that I could have done and that would have been more successful. Up to the very last, it would have been quite possible to have arranged a peaceful and honorable settlement between Germany and Poland. But Hitler would not have it. He had evidently made up his mind to attack Poland whatever happened. And although he now says he put forward reasonable proposals which were rejected by the Poles, that is not a true statement. The proposals were never shown to the Poles, nor to us. And though they were announced in the German broadcast on Thursday night, Hitler did not wait to hear comments on them, but ordered his troops to cross the Polish frontier the next morning. his action shows convincingly that there is no chance of expecting that this man will ever give up his practice of using force to gain his will. He can only be stopped by force, and we and France are today, in fulfillment of our obligations, going to the aid of Poland, who is so bravely resisting this wicked and unprovoked attack upon her people. We have a clear conscience. We have done all that any country could do to establish peace. But a situation in which no word given by Germany's ruler could be trusted, and no people or country could feel itself safe, had become intolerable. And now that we have resolved to finish it, I know that you will all play your part with calmness and courage.
So as you can tell, there is a sharp difference in the tone between these two primary sources. The first one, very happy. Second one, very depressed, because once again, the two countries are at war. And I've done a full lesson over the causes leading up to World War II. And I encourage you to check that out. I've also made available for download a worksheet that goes along with these two primary sources to just further your understanding of World War II from Neville Chamberlain's perspective and what he tried to do in order to prevent it. Well, I thank you so much for watching, and until we meet again, please keep chasing the vision. Bye.